Okay, hey, how's it going? Anyway, it's been a little while since I've done one of these. Um, I a thing happened as far as being released on YouTube to the general public, and I wanted to do a reaction video to it. They're also making a push as an organization to raise some money and raise some awareness to continue the ministry that they've done. But right now, I've got on my shirt that I wore long ago as part of the first Soulcon challenge that I ever did. If you're ever wondering, Soulcon is a men's ministry group, although they branched out and they have things for women and young men as well, children. Um, and the theme back, when ever was kind of militaristic, called to sacrifice, not comfort. Of course, you got the logo there back then. Um, but anyway, after I guess near the second challenge that I actually officially completed with them, they moved into this thing called Gibborim Studios, which is their goal on the website is basically inspiring culture with real heroes through stories and lifestyle and fitness. And Basically, the goal was to, with the studio, to tell the most aggressive storytelling about Old Testament warriors ever produced. Well, they produced a short film that's about 23 minutes, and it is available on YouTube. I will try to provide the links down in the description to the actual original film. But I asked one of the principals and founder of Soulcon and Gibborim, Cody Bobe, if it would be alright if I did a reaction to their video. This is me making an attempt. Of course, I've got some new environments. I'm still working on my setup here. And anyway, just a little background. Soulcon is kind of a men's ministry movement. There are only a couple of real men's ministries as far as kind of para-church in a sense, but working with and in and through churches out there. And Soulcon takes a little bit more like military special forces sort of training approach or idea or mentality towards it. I've done a couple of challenges with them, but this film, Hold the Pass, is actually based on a guy that's only mentioned twice in Scripture. Once is actually just a time frame reference to let us know where he is in time. And then the other is Judges 3, chapter 3, verse 31. And it says, "And after him was Shamgar, the son of Anath, which slew of the Philistines 600 men with an ox goad, and he also delivered Israel." So, pretty powerful sort of thing. This dude took basically a pointy stick, an ox goad, and slew 600 enemies. We're all impressed with, the things like 300, where the Spartan 300 warriors held off the entire Persian army. Couldn't think of the word there for a second. And but here we have one guy, and he's slaying 600 enemy soldiers. So without any further ado, let's just get into it and see it. I have not seen this before. I've actually, even in a better way, I have not even looked at all the behind the scenes, the podcasts, and there's a whole lot of stuff on here about their making of this film. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, just do a little search for Hold the Pass and Gibborim Studios, and you will be able to find it. But anyway, without any further ado, let's get into it then. Okay. And we'll see if my setup works, because this will be interesting. Okay, I'm hearing it. Whoa. Okay, Philistine kings ruled the land of Israel from their cities on the coast. Weary of rebellions, the Philistine army marches inland to pacify the Israelite tribes once and for all. They carry an idol of their gods, Dagon and Ashtoreth, to show the Hebrews that their own God will not save them. The soldiers have been ordered to kill any man who resists and rape all of the women. Wow. The Israelites are leaderless. They have not been allowed to possess weapons. There's only one place where the Philistines can be stopped, a mountain pass known as the Boundary of Blood. Okay. A farmer named Shamgar lives there with his family. Okay. Let's see what you got. Wow. Definitely in the mountains. Snowy scene here. I think it's very interesting, the perspective of being in the mountain. Okay, here's a dude. This is actually because I've met and worked out with him in events for Soulcon. This is actually Cody Bobe. So he looks like he was getting prepared. Didn't look like he had been through it yet. Okay, so he's, I guess, reflecting, thinking on all that he's fighting for. Wow. Captions. Oh no. No. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Oof. Wow, they didn't hold back in the presentation of it. He's long. Temptation. All right. It's good music, dramatic background. I haven't said a whole lot so far. Okay. So this is a vision. Okay. He's raised you up to save his people. Okay. That's an interesting way to perceive his kind of calling. Hold up, I didn't see what the last part said. Ah, okay. So even the rocks will cry out. Dang, he took a nasty whop. Okay. Empowered by God. See it as the fire in his eyes. So we're seeing the aftermath, as you're hearing in the background. Wow. Okay. Alright, cool. Okay, he's taking those out. So the advanced scouts that were sent have gotten taken out. Oh, now they perceive that Yahweh is here with them. Dude, it's a little shell shock there. Oh, calling the champion forth, I guess. Yep. Must have worked quite a while on those tactics. Okay. Gorgeous location. I'll have to look at some of the making of, see where they actually shot this, where their location was, because just gorgeous. Oh, okay, so this must be the champion guy. It wasn't that other guy earlier. Whoa. Took him down. Oh, wow. Taking the head back. Oh, that wasn't the champion. Okay. That was the warm-up fight. Dual shield. It's an interesting weapon choice. Oh, that's gotta be cold. Okay. Empowered to destroy the altar, the idol. Okay, that's cool. And there was Shamgar, son of Anath, who killed 600 Philistines with an ox goad and saved Israel. Judges 3:31. Hold the pass. Written and directed by Cliff Graham. J. Phillips. Cinematography. Production designer. Music by Christopher Doucette. Okay. Visual effects. Cody Bobet. Yeah, he was in the art. And Shamgar. Okay, why? See if I recognize some other folks up in here. Productions assistants. Okay, I got to see some of these background actors. See if I know some of these. Okay, I recognize some of these guys from Soulcon doings. Wow. Shout out to all my friends that I've known from otherwise in ministry out here on the list there. It's pretty awesome. Anyway. There's the Gibborim logo. It incorporates Kopesh. Let's talk about it a little bit. So, yeah, they don't hold back on trying to make it realistic, the violence and stuff. I remember back in Old Testament survey classes back in seminary, they said the Book of Judges. If you're not really much into reading the Bible, haven't read it a whole lot. Book of Judges is kind of like a lot of like short stories and things, where basically there's a cycle in Judges where the people, the nation of Israel, would fall into disobedience. God would bring in a neighboring nation to punish and to basically persecute them because of their disobedience and unfaithfulness, and then they would cry out to God, and God would raise up a judge to deliver them from their oppressor. In this case, of course, we have the Philistines. They're kind of a common thread in Judges, and we have Shamgar being raised up as the judge to stop this. And so the professor that I had back in the Old Testament when I was in seminary, he would say it like this, is that you have to imagine these stories were like soldiers recounting things that had happened around the campfire. And so when you look at it that way, they were probably gritty. They probably kept a lot of the details in there that if it was going on broadcast TV, might be edited out for TV and such. But I think in some ways, they tried to do it tastefully, yet do it justice for the time. I mean, we're talking about, way back in terms of years, because Judges is very early in their history of having come to the Levant, the Israel, that land, and so a good job on a lot of fronts. The music, well supported, what was done, the sound design. It looked like they did a lot of work, choreographically, fight choreographed, to be able to do justice to the time and the era, and a lot of things. I mean, if I wanted to be real nitpicky, I could, but I mean, even if you go back and look at other Christian organizations that have put out movies, I think back to the one that right now has in theaters, the adoption-based film Lifemark, Sherwood Pictures, that started with a small group within a church that was going to do movies as the storytelling and sharing the gospel to this generation. The first one that they really got in theaters that people knew about was Facing the Giants. Then later they have Fireproof, Courageous, and some of these others. But if you go back and see their first kind of film before Facing the Giants, and I can't even remember the name of it now, but it's about like used car sales and such, and the production quality isn't definitely not as good as the production quality is on this first effort. I know it's a short film, less than 30 minutes, but I think they did a good job with the material to not go too far out there, but to portray some things in a way that visually you could see the storytelling and what was going on there. So I really enjoyed it. If you think that this was very interesting yourself, please feel free to get involved. Right now I know that they're trying to raise some money of having folks so that they can go out there and spread the word and possibly have more things like this in the future. So please, if you find this type of entertainment interesting and not having to deal with some of the other issues that you have with a lot of entertainment these days, then I would say encourage it, support it, and be a part of it. So I'm gonna try to do some more reaction videos for y'all in the near future. I'm gonna try to work out this setup a little bit. I think I've got my lighting a little too bright and I want to work on that, but let me know what you think of this kind of setup with my new sort of backdrop, and I set up my computer in a different way. I'm actually some of my first experimenting of recording with OBS Studio here. I've usually just done things on my smartphone and then did post-production stuff in Adobe Premiere Elements, but this time I'm just using the webcam on my computer. I may have missed having the audio for the movie on. Still trying to work out a lot of those controls because this is kind of a one-man show here of me doing this, but I've got some other ideas in the pipe, but just let me know in the comments. Till next time.